Hey everybody, this is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. This episode that you're going to hear is a pretty special episode. We did a special Disc Golf Answer Man in the Dynamic Discs Emporia store during the week of Junior Worlds. So hopefully most of the information isn't going to be dated, but some of it is. You're going to hear some background noise and things like that, things going on at the store, and it may seem kind of awkward when we're talking to people. But there are some really cool interviews from some of the junior players that stop by the store, so I highly suggest you take a listen. Here it is. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and I have with me Eric signing a bunch of cards. McCabe.
Yes, I am.
Robert just finished the party sub? No?
No.
Just a regular sub?
I got lots of food left over here, man.
Good call. And Jeremy, where's Starlin Rusco? Jeremy's got his.
Probably trying to eat my sandwich.
Probably trying to eat a sandwich. So this is kind of a different episode. If you're listening on the audio, we are actually at the Dynamic Discs Emporia store. We're doing a signature session during the Junior Worlds. And I thought while we're out here, we might as well answer some of your questions that you have because we have 103 questions waiting for us.
Have you guys taken some time off?
Well, we've been in overseas for the last few weeks. Of course, I want to thank Danny and Anthony for filling in. They did a fantastic job answering questions. So thank you to Danny and Anthony. But we have a lot of questions going on. Oh, also, if you're listening, we're going to have every now and then we're going to have some juniors walk up because, like I said, we're in the store. And we're going to interview them on the show so we can find out how their rounds went today. And right now we have with us AVR. How are you doing?
Good.
How did it go out there?
Good.
Good. What course did you play?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. What were some of your favorite holes out there?
Yeah.
Oh, the Monkey Island one. Did you make the island? Nice.
That's a good one.
What's been your favorite activity so far other than the disc golf here in Emporia?
The arcade.
The arcade? What game did you play there?
Only one game or two games.
Yeah. Did you play the virtual reality game? Where you put the goggles on? Oh, you didn't get to play that? I want to play that. I want to play that virtual reality. You went to the zoo last night, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what's going on? Do you remember seeing?
He's still playing.
Yeah, he's still playing. Do you remember seeing the animals out there? Do you remember which one was the coolest animal?
The king vulture.
The which one?
King vulture.
Oh, the vulture.
Ooh, yeah. I thought you said the kangaroo, and I was like, I gotta get to the zoo now.
All right, AVR. Well, thanks for talking with us, man, and good luck on your rest of your rounds.
Thanks.
All right, so that's AVR. He just got finished playing his round. Looks like he's trying to cool off here in the store. Hopefully he can cool off here a little bit, and let's see if we can get back to the question. Oh, we're going to sign people's stuff. Yep. We're going to sign here. We got some cards here to sign and some discs here to sign as well. So anyway, we just got back from a 2-week European tour. Went amazing. It was awesome. Hopefully you go out to our YouTube channel and check out the videos that's been pushed out so you can kind of see what happened and what went down there. We did a lot of store tours out in Finland at the Power Grip stores. That was awesome. The new Power Grip in, what's the name of the town, Robert?
Well, we went
to...
They pronounce it wrong again. They pronounce it Tampere.
Tampere. I always get that part wrong.
You say tempura, like tempura shrimp.
shrimp tempura.
I will never get it right. Ever get it right.
So anyway, went out there. Finland.
There you go.
That's an easy one.
And had some amazing stores. Really good time there. We won't get into it too much. Again, watch the videos on YouTube so that way you can see all the fun we had out there. We're actually going to jump into the questions unless I forgot something.
No.
Okay. So... let's go ahead and answer this question from Chase. He says, when both preparing and playing an important round, how much thinking/mental preparation is too much? Or rather, how do you stop yourself from overthinking things?
Overthinking things is probably the most common problem players have, I would say.
I agree.
And it's really hard, especially on backups. Backups are the worst when let's say you're playing some great disc golf. You're playing really well. You're hitting birdies. You're hitting putts. You're confident. And then you hit like a 3-card backup. That's when you start overthinking everything. And really what it boils down to is just trying to get back in that game set, that mindset of, how long I've been doing this. I've been throwing confident shots. I can do this. And just don't overthink everything. Just try to keep it as simple as possible. I know a lot of times what I say to do is that first thought that comes into your mind on what you should do is usually the right one.
Yeah.
As opposed to, well, maybe I should throw this shot instead. 9 times out of 10, that shot doesn't work out, and you're kicking yourself for not going with the first instinct.
So, Eric, you've been in the same spot as a lot of these juniors are right now, and that is only having a few rounds left and going for that World Championships. How does that change, though? I mean, I'm sure you try to stick to the same game plan, but as important as something like a World Championships is, how did you maintain how did you follow your own advice when the stakes are on the line like that?
Still question that.
Yeah.
How I did it. No, it was my worlds. It was a little different. I was more tracking down the lead the entire time.
Okay.
The semifinal round is where I absolutely just kind of killed it, and I don't think my putter touched the ground.
Wow.
So I took
That's good, by the way.
Yes, that's not bad.
Quite good.
That's not bad. And that's not because I had drop-ins all day.
Right.
And that's kind of what I took into the finals of, I had a lead, and I put myself in the other player's shoes knowing they're trying to chase me down. I'm not trying to chase someone down at this point. So I just want to stay focused, stay to my game plan, don't go out of my comfort zone, and just play my shots and, let the cards lay however they lay.
Excellent. All right, next one comes from TJ. Hey, hello, Bobby, Eric, Robert, Danny, Anthony, and any guest. We'll put air quotes, Jeremy
did it,
Roscoe.
man. You made it.
I stick around par on most courses I play, and on great days can finish under. Even when I drive poorly, the score still doesn't get too bad. Putting improving. But I'm 39. What's the point of starting playing tournaments now? I really enjoy your show, and I have purchased several Dynamic Discs items because of it, especially the EMAC Truth and Wardens.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Nice.
tips and advice. So he's 39 years old. What's the
Sounds
point?
like a great time to start
I
playing in
know.
the Masters division.
So what can we tell this guy when he's wondering what is the point of playing a tournament?
I like playing tournaments for a few reasons, but the biggest one is just that to be a part of a competition, right? I mean, I played disc golf by myself for a little while when I was learning to play in Abilene, and then I thought I was pretty good, right? And so then I played a little mini in Abilene, and then found out I wasn't that good compared to everybody else.
Yep.
And then played those until I was kind of winning those somewhat regularly. And then I went to a tournament. Actually, it was a DD run tournament for my first one, thinking like, hey, I've won some minis. I'm probably pretty good. And I found out I wasn't as good as I thought I was then too. And so what I love about tournaments is that you get to stack your abilities and your performance up against other people. But at the end of the day, it's just like you get to try and be the best self that you can be. So I love getting to compete in tournaments for that reason, and just try and do better than the last tournament and best the field that I'm playing against. And if you don't do well, if you just shoot that even par, maybe your goal isn't to win the division. Maybe it's just to shoot 2 under the next round, 3 under the next round, just to always get that one better step. That's what I'd say.
I'd agree with that.
Good stuff. I'm going to hop over to Facebook, and so Corey wants to know, why isn't McGabe in Conapista right now?
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah. So once we find him, we'll ask him.
Yeah,
now.
I'll ask him.
Combination of you and
Me and
Patty
Gabe
Gabe.
Worley.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not there because he's got 4 children. Now, I'm not there because we just spent 2 weeks in Europe doing our own little tour there, and we actually do have some representation there. We've got Henrik Johansson and Yanni Hirasmaki.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys are there representing DD. I would have loved to have been there to be able to represent us, but I also wasn't going to miss Junior Worlds in our hometown for
Right.
anything.
And
There
I
was
think-
nothing that I wanted to miss for that. And getting to Isaiah's been my, a lot of our team guys have a junior that we kind of look after and kind of help coach and just kind of give encouraging words. And Isaiah Esquivel happens to be mine, who's a local to Emporia as well. And so I just kind of wanted to be there for him this week and, just make sure he's staying in his own mind and, if he has any questions, he can ask. So, and to me, there's nothing better than being here for these juniors. It's so awesome watching them play.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple people on Instagram ask why Paige Pierce wasn't in Conapista, and I think it's the very same thing.
Same
Yeah.
answer, I would say.
Yeah, well, she wants to be here to encourage all the juniors.
I mean, that and 36 under after 2 rounds.
by Eagle.
Really?
That's where Eagle's sitting right now.
Jeez.
He shot 2 course records.
Starla wants to be on the show.
Yeah. Starlin wants to know why she's not there representing
Right.
the
That's
Rescos.
right. And a quick note about Paige and Eric and all the touring pros who were here. Like, we didn't ask them to skip anything to come here. This was a choice they made because they wanted to be here for those people. So
Absolutely.
it's pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, let's go to the next question here. This is a dude from Finland.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh,
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Hey guys, I recently discovered that I've been throwing with a horrible form for the past 2 years. I've been playing this sport, right? He's a right-hand backhand. So I checked out Danny's videos, and they have been so helpful. Anyways, I've tried to focus on my full reach back, etc., and it seems like I have no accuracy at all left. Is there any tips I could get my accuracy back? I'd rather be throwing this style instead of the old bad one. Sorry for any misspellings. Love the show. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
When you change driving form, especially when you're changing it to improve, there is going to be some inconsistency. And that's just part of learning to throw differently, right? If all it took was just to further your reach back and now you'd be immediately better, then everyone would be really awesome. You know, that's one of the difficulties of disc golf is that when you change something else is going to go, right? It's going to take some repetitions to learn. So what I would encourage you on is not to go back to the old form, even though you may be able to hit more accurate lines with it, but you're not going to get it out very far. You're not going to be very competitive. What I would do is keep on working with the form that, like your new form with the full reach back, the way it's supposed to be, because once it starts clicking, it's going to be so much better. So it's like one step back, 2 steps forward is really what's going to happen.
That's a Paula Abdul song.
Yeah. And you're welcome for that
Forward,
reference.
2 step back.
Avi knows.
You can always count on me for that.
But yeah, stick with it. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged when you're not throwing perfectly right now, because going back to the old form is a mistake.
Yeah.
You need to you need to have it be as close to technically correct as possible, and what's going to make it better after that is repetition.
Excellent. Jeremy, I just had a question. We've been excited seeing all these parents and these kids out here playing here in Emporia, Kansas. I'm sure you're excited about having all these people come out to Emporia, Kansas. But if there's a parent out there listening and they're just not quite sure if they should come to 2019 Junior Worlds, what advice would you give them?
Well, after hearing some feedback from a lot of the parents out here this week, Emporia is just such a friendly community that embraces disc golf and encourages a lot of things to happen throughout the entire week for the parents and for the families. And it's just so affordable when traveling to come to Emporia. This is a relatively inexpensive community to shop in, to eat dinner, to do the things that you're going to do, and located in the center of the country. It's in my opinion, it's easy to travel to, and the parents and the families here are just having a great time. And we've just heard so many positive remarks from everybody that's here, that if you didn't get a chance to come this year, I highly encourage and recommend that you get out to Emporia, Kansas next year, because we are hosting the Junior World Championships for the next 2 years. So in 2019 and 2020, we will be having the Junior World Championships here. And it's just a great community with a lot of great golf. And these players are loving it.
Well, why is it important for the kids to come out and play an event like this?
Because they want to become world champions.
Yeah, they do.
And they want to have fun. The thing
And
that
Zuka carts.
Yeah, the player pack
that's good.
here was incredible. All the players got a compact junior cart. I think it was 8
want one.
discs.
I want one of those, by the way. I don't know if we have any left over
yeah.
or not.
Hats, shirts. We got a couple left, but I don't think that
Kids.
you would probably know the right people to get one. So,
Probably not.
yeah. That's all I got. I don't
That's
know.
all he's got. All right,
I forget
thank
what
you
the
so
original
much.
question was.
And I'm finished. I'm finished talking now.
And we're
just
done.
for the kid, why a parent should even encourage their kid to come out to a world championship, or bring them out to tournaments and stuff like that. Just want to make if the parents are on the fence about whether doing it or not, why they should.
I mean, these kids are having the time of their lives here,
Yeah.
and you can see it. Every throw they have out there on the course, all the evening activities that are going on when they come into the store here, check things out, get a meet a bunch of world champions and higher profile players. There's just a lot of exciting disc golf happening here. And the cool thing about the Junior World Championships, other World Championships for the juniors have been combined with all amateur divisions, or I don't know if all advanced divisions in all ages. And a lot of those World Championships have not been set up to suit the junior players. I know last year some of the courses were really long, and the juniors really just, they were. The courses and the holes were way too advanced for a lot of the skill levels here, and we have absolutely accommodated every age division here to compete to the level that they need to be competing at, to not be having 1,000-foot holes for the 6 and 8 and 10-year-olds, and it's just a much more enjoyable experience for the players, for the families, and we're looking forward to continuing to build this event.
Excellent. All right, let's get back to the questions. This one is from Saint for Life.
What's up, Saint?
What's up? Oh, he said what's up.
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Recently, I've got some shoulder, elbow, and upper back pain when trying to throw my max distance. When throwing like 70% power, I don't experience any pain at all. Do I have the pain because of my form falls apart when throwing max distance? I try to slow everything in my max throws and try not to overcompensate anything. Anyway, you guys are the best. Keep on crushing.
I'll tell you, let me not say never, but I very, very rarely throw anything at 100% power. Anyway, granted, maybe because I'm a little older than some of these guys out here playing, but
Perhaps.
But I just don't. Does I say birthday? But I just don't see the point in ripping a disc as hard as you can. I much prefer toning back a little bit, maybe disking up if I have to get the distance, but I get a little more consistency with throwing it about 75 to 80% than I do throwing 100%. When I throw 100% power, I'm accurate, but I'm also a lot more beat in after the rounds.
Yeah.
I'm just by hole 18, I'm just done.
Right. And most of the time, it's not worth that extra, like, how much do you really get? 20, 30 feet?
Maybe?
Yeah, it's usually not worth that. Work on putting, and you can save your shoulder and hit those, give yourself a chance at those 40, 50 footers for 10 years instead of, have those 10, 20 footers for a couple before your body breaks down. So don't ever, but like you said,
no, ever.
The very, very rarely throw 100%. You want to be in control. And Danny says it, and it's like, I guess it's kind of like a cliche that people say in disc golf, but it's absolutely true that slow is smooth, smooth is far. Right? You don't have to exert every ounce of effort that you have to get good results.
Yep. Hundreds.
I want to see, does anybody know who that gentleman is over there?
In the blue.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Right there in the blue shirt and the DD hat?
You want to get?
I'm going to get him on the show, yeah. So hold on here, guys, on the audio. We're going to see if we can get a junior over here.
He's on his way.
Get to know him a little bit more.
Dude, Bryce Lawrence just tuned into the show and said Bryce Lawrence, and he says peanut butter doesn't go with chocolate.
Bryce Lawrence, you are officially off the team.
You are off the team.
Out of here.
You
Have
wrong.
a seat. Okay, to interview, I guess we are. Can't tell. What's your name?
I'm Brady Crawford from Redmond, Oregon.
From where?
Redmond, Oregon.
Redmond, Oregon. Just got off the course?
Yeah.
How did it go out there?
I haven't. It was a lot of fun, just not shooting the best.
Yeah, what course was it?
West. Jones West.
Yeah. So tell us kind of your disc golf story. Tell us how you discovered disc golf.
I guess I started about 2.5 years ago playing seriously. But before that, me and my dad would just grab a driver and just go mess around at a course, and that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
Probably about 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's been a long time.
Yeah, then we kind of gave it a break, and then I started up about 2.5, 3 years ago, seriously.
What's some of the takeaways you've learned over the 7 years of playing, like to help improve your form and stuff like that? When I was younger, I tried to throw too hard. Okay.
I admit it. And as soon as I started slowing my shots down, everything became smoother and going farther, and just everything started working better.
Boom. That's the question we just had.
Yes. That's actually worked out really good. Yeah, we just literally had a question about that. So you answered the question for us. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, so you got this afternoon and then tomorrow?
Yep.
And what's your game plan?
Just keep it smooth, trying to stay in the game, make up a few strokes.
Very cool. If we have any parents or any junior players listening to the show, what advice would you give them if they are thinking about playing in Worlds next year?
Definitely do it. It's a ton of fun. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything else. It's amazing.
That's awesome. All right, thanks very much, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
All
Very
right,
cool.
good stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
that worked out really well.
We did not pay him to say that.
No, we did not, but maybe we should have. All right, so next question. Did we ask this one? Yep. We will go to Dude from Finland again.
What's up, dude?
Have we seen
Nope,
an
he sent
increase
it
in
in twice.
questions since from European countries since being over there?
I'm sure we have. Yes, here's another one from, obviously from the spelling.
No,
Baramaki.
That's
Baramaki.
that's Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, right, with the little, what is that called, Robert, over the A?
I can't see it, but
The double
I
dots?
would guess an umlaut.
Umlaut.
Umlaut. Oh.
All right, so he says, hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew, greetings from Finland.
Hey.
So not
dude?
Tennessee.
Oh, man.
I have a question regarding the Ballista Pro and Defender. I recently picked up a Fusion Defender and was surprised by how stable it is, a bit too much for my liking. So my question is, how does the Ballista Pro compare to the Defender in stability? And if you had to choose either disc, which one would it be and why? Thanks for reading. Keep up the awesome work.
Good question. I think for me personally, you can actually bag both of those discs, and they do two completely different things. For me, you can substitute the Defender for an Enforcer because I throw those a little bit more.
Right.
And those things just absolutely mash for me. The Ballista Pros, that is.
Right.
And the Enforcer, like the Defender, brand new, more of a headwind fighter. So if I'm playing in a lot of headwind, that's when I'll use it a lot more. For those type of shots, distance shots, just trying to get in bounds kind of shots. And the Ballista Pro, not quite as overstable as those, but stable enough that it can hold some power behind it and go very, very far.
Definitely. I think it's worth bagging too. They're different enough. I bag both for sure.
Absolutely. And so does Paige.
She's
Paige
good.
throws her Ballista Pros for just outright distance, and she throws her Defenders more for consistent distance, I would say.
Definitely.
Excellent. All right, real quick, we've got two young ladies that just got off the course. Who do we have with us here?
Ava and Maddie.
You guys doing okay?
Yeah.
How did it go out there on the course?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
I jumped up to 5th.
Really?
right.
Nice job. Very nice. So how long have both of you been playing disc golf?
Almost 3 years?
3 years?
3 years.
3
same.
years.
She's been playing like a half year longer than me though.
And how old are you two? I forgot to ask.
9. 9, almost 10.
Almost 10?
September.
September you'll be 10. Nice. So tell our audience how you discovered disc golf. How did you start playing?
My uncle came to live with us and he started playing and he played disc golf.
Nice. What about you, Ava?
My dad started playing disc golf when I was pretty little, so that got me into the sport.
Nice. What's your favorite part about playing disc golf?
Family.
Yeah? You?
Same.
You like playing family?
And friends. And I get to meet new people.
What's a go-to driver for you?
Aeroscape.
The Airscape, that's a good one.
The Diamonds.
Yeah.
Nice. Diamond's a good one. What would you tell some kids that are thinking about playing disc golf? What advice would you give them?
Most fun wins.
There you go. What about you, Ava?
I would say about the same thing. Just have fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. Hopefully the next rounds go really good for you.
Or give him a...
Yeah.
Ask them. Did I? Oh, they have it. Oh, they have an. Oh, what's your name? What's going on there?
The Casey Wonder Twins.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Yeah. All right. So the Casey, what was it? Wonder Twins. Here you go. They don't want it. That's okay. Okay, that's fine.
We were actually considering Emporia Wonder Twins, but it's taken
Right,
now.
it's taken.
So
Dang it.
All right, good stuff here on the Disc Golf Answer Man Show. We've got some people coming in.
she's got an old T-shirt to sign.
Oh, a Disc Golf Answer Man
that's a
T-shirt.
sweet one.
Nice.
That's my favorite.
Can I have it?
Just to
So
sign.
right now we are signing a Disc Golf Answer Man T-shirt. By the way, that's a perfect plug. Is that okay if we sign the back? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's a perfect segue to let you know that we still have a lot of Disc Golf Answer Man T-shirts on sale at dynamicdisc.com. So if you want to pick one up, we'd be happy to sign it for you if you'd like that.
And if not, then we will definitely not sign it for you.
And
right.
you could just still wear it.
Right. you
That'd
can
be
still wear
fine
it.
too.
I'm still waiting to see when Jeremy Rusko is going to wear his Disc Golf Answer Man shirt. I don't think he has one.
Yeah, I haven't been sponsored by Disc Golf Answer Man.
That's
yet.
true. Maybe we need to sponsor you.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We'll have to sit down and talk with you.
Is that how it works? Like you get sponsored by Answer Man? I haven't got that yet.
Well, now people are
maybe
going to
next
ask
year.
about it.
In due time.
So while we're doing that, do we answer the Ballista Pro question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're going to go on to another question while we're signing here. See if these guys can sign and think at the same time.
Sign and think.
Sign and think at the same time, yeah. This guy has sent in 3 of the same exact
Not
questions.
sure if I
so
can
we'll
even
go on
think.
to K-Dog. He says, whenever I try to achieve max distance and throw the disc hard with a faster run-up, I always hit my chest with my disc during the pull-through. I'm sure this is a timing issue, but I'm not sure how to correct this. I throw right-hand backhand and can reach 360 to 400 feet on a good drive. Thanks for the advice and keep it real.
I got you. I hit my chest. I used to hit it a lot more than I do now, but I still hit it every once in a while now because I have this condition called rounding. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's it hurts. It hurts your scores and it hurts your feelings.
Your ratings?
And your
hurts
ratings
overall,
too,
yeah.
and your accuracy and it hurts a lot of things. But honestly, what's happening is that instead of pulling the disc into like the power pocket, right, where you've got right angles from your chest to your elbow. You want that to be kind of like a little square right here, right? And when you're not doing that, when you're doing what's called rounding, that means that you're turning your shoulders just a little bit too early and allowing your arm to trail behind instead. You want your arm to be leading the throw and then exploding out of there. So what I would do to work on that is, I know Danny's put out videos about the power pocket, but really what you want to do is think about starting the throw with your arm instead of starting the throw with your shoulders. And that'll help some. And you're right, it is just a timing thing, really.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's see if Facebook has anything for us.
I've got mine open. We haven't had a lot of questions on here.
Oh,
Bobby.
okay. Sorry. Thank you.
I did answer what kind of sandwich I'm eating, which was Jimmy John's
Yes,
number 12.
I was looking down at the monitor and I noticed Robert trying to sneaking a bite.
I'm not sneaking.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the way you're crouching down. I'm thinking you realize you're on camera, right?
No. I know you, and they can see it. I just don't want everyone to hear me eating.
That's probably good. Yeah, good that people don't hear. Next one is from Shay, not Robert's wife.
Oh, Robert's wife is here though. She's over there somewhere.
Wait. Oh,
It might be.
Shay McCall.
maybe she is. Maybe she needs some advice, but doesn't want it from Robert. So
Standard. Seems like her.
Shay asks, I start by saying this question is for Danny and to save Robert the trouble of passing it off to him.
Oh.
Ouch.
Rude.
It's definitely his wife then.
Well, yeah. Well, Danny's not here, so we're going to answer it. My question is, how tense are your muscles when you throw backhand, and which ones are you engaging? I'm trying to find the balance between being rigid or a rag doll. I feel like I am being too tense, which is capping my distance on drives.
Do you want me to go ahead and answer this just to kind of throw it in his face? Or?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So,
As he clears his throat.
pardon me. Honestly, I do think this is what Danny would say, but I think this is what most top pros would say is
If
that.
not, he'll let you know.
That's right. I'm sure he will. That if you're tense all the way through with all your muscles, you've done something wrong. What you ideally want to be is pretty loose. Now, it's not loose to the point of you're barely holding onto the disc, but when you accelerate through, the idea is to be loose, and then engage right at the hit point. I think that's what everybody would say, and I think that's probably the best way to do it. Is that what you think as well?
Yeah, definitely. And for me, like the grip.
Yeah.
Somebody's always asked me about how hard do I grip, how soft do I grip. For me, it's more like a firm handshake is kind of how hard I grip it. I don't want it too hard because if you grip it too hard, that's when you're going to start getting the, quote, grip locks.
Right.
And a little too loose is going to have it flutter out of your hand a little bit, and you're going to lose a lot of consistency.
Yeah, so really you don't want to be too loose, but you'd rather err on the side of being too loose than too tight.
Absolutely.
If you're too tight, you're causing you're causing too much tension from the start, and that's not going to allow you to move freely.
Yeah.
So, thanks Shay for the question, not my wife. Hopefully I answered it correctly, and if not, I'm sure that you can message Danny and he'll answer it for you.
I mean, if you want, you could do just the opposite.
Yeah. And then see how it goes.
And see how it works.
Good luck to you on that.
All right, next one comes from Steven. Love the show, guys. It's really cool. Yes, he put that.
Thanks,
Steven.
Your voice coming out?
No, the heat's getting to me. Can you clear up the 1 meter rule? 1 meter relief rule. If my disc is halfway inbounds and out of bounds, and there is nothing really obstructing my stance behind my disc except for some tall grass, can I move it out a meter, or do I have to leave the disc where it's at and throw from there?
Was the question if it was like partially OB?
Right.
The rule is you can't. No portion of your body can be out of bounds when you're throwing. So you don't have to take the full meter if you don't want. You can take as much as you want, up to a meter. Is really what the rule is.
Right, but you are always allowed to take a meter from out of bounds, even if part of your disc is not out of bounds. If you were within a meter of out of bounds,
Even if none of your disc. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
You always have the option to take up to a meter from out of bounds. You don't have to take the full amount, but you always have the option. Now, if half of your disc is out and half is in, you're still in bounds and you still take a meter. If all of your disc is out of bounds, you take it a meter in from that line.
Up to a meter.
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
All right, I'm going to go back to Facebook. Does Mr. Rusco play disc golf? We need a head honcho versus Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I would lose, like, big time. This guy's actually good at disc golf.
This guy is in the finals or the final four. Which one
the
is
doubles?
The finals.
For doubles?
Yeah.
For United States Amateur Match Play doubles?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Roscoe can play golf.
I can play really good and I can play really bad, just like everybody.
Yeah, but you play more consistently good.
With his 3 discs.
Yeah, you know, I used to play all the time. I was very competitive on the amateur level, I guess you would say. And then Dynamic Disc got busy and I didn't play quite as often or very much at all. And then here recently, over the last couple of years, I've been very fortunate to get back into playing a little bit more and try to get at least one round a weekend. Some weeks don't get any rounds in, but other weeks get a couple of rounds in. So,
I mean, this guy
game we all
does
love.
have a glass blown open trophy.
you darn right.
He does have a glass blown open
Yes.
We got someone on Facebook from Costa Rica. I would like to
Nice.
start playing
Nice.
disc golf. Would you recommend the Dynamic Discs Prime Burst Disc Golf Starter Set?
Yes.
Yeah, no. No,
Depends on your budget, and depends on how many discs you want to start out with, and depends on whether you want to get higher quality plastic that's going to last longer, or whether you want to just start out with something and see what the discs do. There's a lot of variables there, but
you
the
go.
Prime Burst starter set is an excellent place to start.
Absolutely. And another question that just disappeared, but I remembered it because I've got a memory like an elephant. I do not.
Really?
I don't. What do we have that would replace an Innova Wraith?
Innova Wraith. There's a couple discs I think that come to mind. For me, the Trespass comes to mind. I know a lot of people that have switched over have thrown the Trespass, and it's been very close, at least in flight. Maybe not in feel, but it definitely has a very, very similar flight to the Wraith.
Right.
What else would you say? You've probably thrown the Wraith.
I have. I think the Flow is probably a good
Flow's good.
good one as well. You're going to get that high speed, a little bit of turn, but not a crazy turn, and a little bit of fade, but not crazy fade. It's just pretty straight S turn
Like
type
a high
shots.
top fade.
Like a high top fade.
All right, perfect.
That's right. Bobby, like I said, my wife Shay is here. I just wanted to ask her if she wrote that question. Is that okay if I ask her real quick?
Have her come over to
Hey,
us.
Shay, come here real quick, please.
We have a
Here,
question
let's
for
put you on the show. Come on over here in the hot seat, Shay.
Hot seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a question come in, and it actually said Shay, not Robert's wife. But we need to know: did you submit
Someone used my name and
Someone-
didn't say Robert's wife?
right?
Wow. I need their autograph and I need to thank them.
So how often do you go to Robert for disc golf advice?
Never.
That's what I figured.
The answer is very easy. It's never.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And what
Dang
we laugh, but I've seen Shay play, and she actually throws very straight. She's very good.
She's solid.
Yeah.
The thing about Shay is
Very
that
good.
I told her.
Well, I mean, that's just one thing.
I told her if she wanted to play tournaments, she could do well at tournaments, but she would rather just hang out with me than go play.
That's a lie, isn't it?
She'd rather just party.
He's making a lot of things up right now.
My gosh, this is not.
I'm not really sure what.
Every person is against me, and I don't like it.
I'm just kidding. That's true. I do like walking with Robert. I get all of my disc golf advice from our dog Walter. He really is
enough.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Ralph is a close second.
Yeah. All right. I'll take
That's
it.
awesome. All right, we'll let you get back to your shopping here.
Thank
at the
you,
store. I
Shay.
think you're doing something. Unless
Thank you.
did
You look-
shop, or did you?
No, it's food.
Oh, it's food.
Thank you, Shay. You look nice today.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, to everyone out there, my name is Shay. I have a name. It's not Robert's wife. I'm not bitter.
All right, next question comes from Cole, not Robert's wife. No, I'm just teasing.
Interesting.
What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. My question about new releases. Dynamic Discs has been pumping out a lot of great discs, and I'm just wondering if you guys can give any teasers for any new discs in the works. Loving the Explorer and have a couple first run getaways in the mail. Can't wait to see what you guys concoct in the future. Thank you, guys. You rock.
Yeah, we can talk about some new releases.
I think so.
These are 19 releases. They're not going to be 18 at all. In fact, I don't think we have any new releases planned for the rest of 18.
No.
So
Maybe plastic.
yeah, maybe some plastics. But new releases for 19. So we'll start off with the Westside Discs Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is a mid-range that's pretty neutral in flight to slightly overstable. It's a little bit slower than the EMAC Truth, but I think it's going to be a similar reliability.
It's for me. I thought it was kind of like a more overstable warship.
Yeah, that's a good way to
as far
put
as
it.
the flight goes.
Yeah, not quite as fast, but line-wise,
Yep.
definitely that. So that's the Westside Disc Gatekeeper. The Dynamic discs from this year are going to be the Vandal. Well, we're not sure on the name just yet, but it's probably going to be the Vandal. And that is going to be a fairway driver in the 8 or 9 speed range. Fairly understable, not super understable, but fairly understable. It's going to be a good roller for faster arms, and then a good slow turner for intermediate, slower speed arms for
Would
sure.
you say like a next step up from the Maverick?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Stability-wise,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm not sure on the turn as much as the Maverick or not, but we only got to throw them just a few times.
Yeah.
And then we have a new putter coming from Dynamic Discs. That's going to be the Guard. And the Guard is a deep dish putter. It resembles a dagger a whole lot, but
Beadless.
it's a beadless version of it. And it's really, really straight.
It's super straight. It's almost like you could throw it into a headwind for stability wise.
Right.
I don't. For me personally, I don't care for that deep of a dish for throwers. I could see a lot of people using them for putters, but for throwing something with that deep is a little difficult for me personally.
Yeah, so that's the Guard, and then we've got 2 Latitude discs, the Recoil and the Pioneer. The Pioneer is going to be a little slower than a Felon, probably a little bit more overstable. No, ma'am, Starlin, that's my food, not yours. And then the Recoil is going to be a high-speed, overstable distance driver.
Yes.
And we only got to throw the Pioneer a couple times. The Recoil's not ready yet.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, well, we got another junior player here that's going to tell us a little bit about his disc golf experience here. All right, so tell me your name, where you're from.
I'm Gideon Drake from Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Awesome. And how did your round go this morning?
Round this morning went pretty well. Best of all the rounds I've shot so far out at East.
Really?
Whatever course part is seven down, but I think it's came out to 52, so really about
Nice.
3 or 4.
Nice. Tell us a couple holes that really went well for you.
Managed to card the 3 on hole, I guess it's 9, the legitimate par 4 out there. So that was a highlight of the round, definitely.
Excellent. So we've been asking different people. Tell us about how you discovered disc golf.
Well, I think my dad had played disc golf a couple of times with his buddies, and so one time he just brought us all out. We played with an old Trilogy Challenge pack.
Nice.
That we had at one of the courses they have for loan, and then we just started playing, started picking up discs, picked it up quick.
Excellent. Now, what kind of coach is dad? Does he let you play your game, or does he try to get involved?
Well, I'm more dad's coach than dad is my coach. And so he gets in my game a little bit, but I'd say I get in his more.
That's awesome. So we've been trying to encourage some junior listeners that are thinking about, do they come out and play something like a Junior Worlds or play more tournaments? What advice would you give them?
Well, I've played a lot of small events, but haven't really come to GBO or anything big before. And just really the experience and the atmosphere of playing at a larger scale is really, really enjoyable, really fun. It's nice to feel junior division prioritized on such a large scale.
How's Emporia treating you? You having a good time?
Really well. Really loving DD. Thanks for all you guys do.
Yeah. Have you participated in any of the activities, the zoo or the roller skating or anything?
We went out to the video game night, but that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man, and good luck on the rest of your rounds.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So that's Gideon from Hot Springs, Arkansas, having a good time out here in Emporia. Good stuff. Oh, here you go. You get a card. There, you're welcome. All right. So did I see someone else that was? All right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's see. So someone had a follow-up to our 1 meter rule question. He said, if there's an obstacle, say a tree that is in the 1 meter space from OB, where can I take relief?
Okay, if it's a solid obstacle that you can't, it's not tall grass or something like that you cannot possibly place your mini in, then you take it as close as possible behind the tree.
Yep.
So if the tree is, if the back of the tree is, a few feet back, then you put your mini basically right on the back of the tree, and that's where you play from within that meter.
Excellent.
What if it's a redwood?
If it's a redwood, then you may go several hundred feet back.
Now, you've traveled. Have you played in the course that's had redwood? Or
I have.
I remember you've taken pictures.
Yeah, we went to, it's in Northern California, Fulton area. And there's hole number 2. You actually climb up an old growth redwood that's been cut, and that's the tee pad. You tee off from it. So it's pretty cool.
That's
pretty awesome.
crazy. All right, we got another guest here. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more about this gentleman. All right, so tell us your name, where you're from.
My name is Trenton Higley. I'm from Twin Falls, Idaho.
All right, and how'd your round go this morning?
It went all right. I missed a couple putts, but I ended up shooting 4 down at East.
Nice.
So not too bad.
Nice. So how's your experience been here in Emporia so far?
It's been great. The town is so supportive. It's crazy seeing how supportive they are of everything in disc golf and all the signs, and it's been great.
Yeah. Do you play a lot of big tournaments?
Not really. A couple A tiers a year, but nothing this big.
Tell us a little bit about kind of your journey to discovering disc golf and now playing here in a World Championships.
Well, I used to play with my dad a lot, just casually for a couple years. Just when my sister's at softball or something, we go out and play. And then I started playing doubles and got a lot more into it and have been pretty competitive in it the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. What's your course back home? What's your favorite course to play back home?
Probably CSI, the college.
What kind of course is it?
It's pretty flat and open, but lots of sidearms and yeah.
Have you found the courses here in Emporia to be similar to what you play back home or a little different?
The Jones courses are pretty similar. They're just longer with a lot more elevation. Peter Pan's quite a bit different, a little bit more woods, but I love it. And then Country Club's totally different. We have a golf course down there that we set up for some tournaments, and it's pretty similar to that. But.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. What advice would you give to any juniors out there listening that are considering playing tournaments or coming out to a Junior Worlds?
Just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go out and have fun. That's what we're all here for, is to have fun, and then the scores will show.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Trenton is the co-leader in the 1800 division.
Oh, how does that feel? Excited? Make you more nervous, or?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty nerve-wracking, but it's been a blast putting the rounds together.
A lot of questions that we get into the Disc Golf Answerman Show is about the mental game. Mm-hmm. So, give some advice. How are you approaching this from the mental side, going in knowing you're the co-leader?
I just try not to pay attention to scores too much.
Okay.
Just try to, play my game, feed off of other players playing well, and just try to do as much as I can do to make my scores better.
Awesome, excellent, good, very good advice.
Thank you.
Well, we wish you the best of luck on the rounds coming up.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
Good stuff. Good advice. Learning new stuff about people out here. It's awesome to see people from all over the place coming to Emporia to play. I'm going to sign a disc and allow either Eric or Robert to fill the dead space with us talking.
Bobby's signing a disc right now.
Bobby's got to put that much attention
to signing.
Bobby can't do it. Yeah, dude.
Hey, those are some tough letters sometimes.
Thanks, Trenton. We appreciate it.
Good luck this afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, kill it.
Absolutely. All right, so where were we? Let's get back to questions. This one is from Micah. One time in a tournament, on my first shot, I lost my disc and couldn't find it. I was told to go back to the tee pad and re-tee. I threw my shot up to the basket and made my putt. I was happy because it was a hard hole. I remember I wrote down a 4 because someone told me to take a penalty stroke for it. I have asked some friends and got different answers. What is the real score?
Lost disc is if you lose your disc, like if it's a tee shot, you have your time to, was it 3 minutes to find it?
3 minutes from when everybody starts looking.
You start the clock. And I believe you even have to say, hey, I'm starting a clock.
Starting a clock,
officially say that. So, I mean, technically you probably get like 4 or 5 minutes before.
Yeah, something like that.
But if you do happen to lose your disc, you do have to go back to the previous thrown spot with a stroke penalty.
Right.
There is like some loopholes in this, like if there's water around, or you know, if your group has a discretion that, you know, hey, maybe it's in the pond, we don't see it,
right, without a bounds, especially
without a bounds, stuff like that. But yeah, so you would have definitely had to take the stroke penalty and a re-tee.
That's right. So yeah, so assuming that you got from the re-tee, you got a 2
up and down.
Yeah. Then a 4 is the correct score.
Correct score.
Yep. Anytime that happens, if it's a tee shot and it's a lost disc, you're going back to the tee, throwing 3.
Now, the rule used to be the last place it was seen with the stroke penalty.
Yeah.
Which was really
That's
nice
tough.
for like big downhill holes or something like that. You know,
Right.
it was a lot easier, I guess, and the speed of play was a lot
Right.
quicker.
Right.
But yeah, that's the rule now.
Yeah. And just to clarify the OB portion of that, if your disc does go OB and it's a pond or super deep woods or something like that, and you're unable to find it, and the group can agree 100% that it was out of bounds,
that is
then
where
you
it
play
went.
it from that spot instead of like a lost disc.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, all right, we're back. I really wish I had another camera because we have Starla over here. She's finally given up and she's falling asleep in the middle of the floor.
Oh, she's not giving up.
Oh no, she's just taking a break.
Yeah,
Huh?
She's giving
taking
up
a
on
break. She
Robert's
watched
sandwich.
a lot of disc
Yeah,
golf
giving
this
up.
morning.
Dude, she's been trying to get at my sandwich over here.
Yeah. All right. Well, what I'm going to do, because we still have about an hour left here at the store to do a signature session, we're going to end the live feed on Facebook, and I'm going to hop over to YouTube, but I'm going to end the audio portion as well, and we'll just record. Start again and record
half.
a second half. We'll do a part 2 or something like that. So bear with us, guys, here for a little bit as we do some technical stuff. While we do that, Jeremy, you were out at the Country Club course yesterday, right? Doing some
Yes,
TD and
I
stuff
am
like that?
an assistant tournament director.
Assistant to the tournament director.
Yeah, I am the assistant to the tournament director, and it's a lot of pressure.
Talk a little bit about the energy, the vibe that was there as the kids were out there playing the Emporia Country Club.
Oh, I mean, the country club is just an amazing facility.
Oh, wait, don't do that yet. Hold on. We're going to...
Time out.
Time out. I'm going to say an official goodbye to this episode on the audio version.
Oh, man.
And so hopefully you'll
All
be able...
those people on there, you better tune in. I know. Better tune in to catch this.
So, I wanted to make an appropriate ending to the episode. So we're going to have part 2, probably release it the very next day or the very next hour or something like that. So stay tuned. We'll catch you on the flip side.